Welcome to Tuesdays with Terry. We're excited for episode 21 today. We're going to be talking all things marketing, communication, and really telling the story of Aquinas College. So I'm very excited. My first guest today joining us is Jennifer Fellinger. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. And I know you're excited to do this.
I am very excited.
So one of the things that we do, we always want people to kind of get to know, and as we're starting a new academic year here coming up, is get to know all of our folks around campus. And you've been here almost a year now?
A year in September.
A year in September. So tell us a little bit about like your journey to Aquinas, if you would.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will begin by saying I started in fine arts. So I actually was a fine arts major, and then I got my master's in art history, and I took a meandering path to higher education.
Okay.
I like to say that because I totally believe in the liberal arts, and I'm a product of liberal arts education.
Excellent.
Proud.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got into higher education about 20 years ago. I worked at a Benedictine school in Washington State, Olympia, Washington, St. Martin's University. And then I was there for a few years, did a little bit of work, kind of went back and forth, did a little bit of work with K-12. And then my family and I moved to Michigan in 2014 for a job in higher education at Hope College. And then a couple years ago, I thought, I think I might want to try K-12. I've been in higher ed for a while, love it. I loved higher ed, loved faith-based higher ed. But I thought, I think I might want to go into K-12. And so I was in K-12 for a year as president of a Catholic school, K-12 school here in West Michigan. And then came back to higher ed last year, came to Aquinas.
And what is it about, and I obviously very much appreciate you being a part of our community and being able to bounce ideas and thoughts and writings and documents, with you back and forth. What is it about kind of that job around? Because mission is a part of your role here too. What is it about like taking that marketing kind of communications piece and you have mission here? What is it that you like about it, and what would be maybe some like continued kind of challenges you have bringing the two together?
Okay, so at Aquinas, my title is Associate Vice President for Marketing Communications and Mission Officer, which seems like a little bit of an unusual combination. Usually when a school has those roles, they would be two separate roles. But actually, the longer I'm at Aquinas, the more it makes sense because the mission and the Dominican Catholic identity is so much a part of what we're communicating out and so much of what we're marketing that the two actually go hand in hand. So I could nerd out about mission all day long. I love the Dominican mission. I love everything that the Dominican sisters stand for, the Dominican pillars. I love it. Like I could go on and on about that. And I think that's what gives us a unique position in higher education is the Dominican identity. So that's like one part of this job in particular that I love. And I just love marketing and communication. I love communication. I've always loved writing. I truly believe that if you can write, you can do anything, even in this day and age of AI. I feel like writing is so important, communicating is so important. And I love how marketing just is changing, and it's changing really rapidly fast, now, right? I mean, when I got into higher ed, MySpace was the social media, which I know that some people listening to this won't even know what MySpace was. And then
I know what MySpace was. Right. Yeah, I do. Many of our audience members may not.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I do remember MySpace.
It's like a relic of social media. But with social media and AI, it's just marketing communications. It's changing so much, and that's really cool to me. I love that. I love that it changes.
And I think it's fascinating too, right? It's fascinating that change, but also that pushback.
Yeah.
And being like genuine and critically thinking about it. And that's what we do well here. And I'm excited this next year as we continue to talk about our new programs, but talk about, where we fit in that space.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be exciting.
Yes.
With the Pope's encyclical.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot happening around this space.
Yes.
When you think about like what's coming up in the next year, like is there anything exciting you want to share that's kind of coming out of kind of your office and with your team?
Well, a few things actually. You just mentioned the encyclical.
Yep.
And Mike Ingram and I are going to, Mike is the director of campus ministry here. we are going to co-lead a shared read of Magnifica Humanitas, which is the encyclical.
Well, that's well done too.
And I don't speak Latin. I wish I did. But I think Mike and I have had a lot of conversations about the encyclical, and people tend to think about it as, who have heard about it, tend to think about it as the Pope's statement or the Pope's letter on AI, but it's actually much broader than that, right? It's about like the common good. Catholic social teaching is...
It's the dignity and worth of each individual.
Absolutely, yeah. And so that's the heart of it, is the human dignity, right? So we're pretty excited about that. I was just working on an email to send out to the campus community to invite people into that. And then that's kind of on the mission side. And then on the marketing communication side, we are just launching some brand work. So we're going to take a look at our brand. We're hoping to evolve our brand, and we're bringing in lots of voices from the community and working with an agency on that. So that's also really exciting. Again, I think what fires me up, like what gets me up in the morning, is the Dominican mission. And that is, it's such an opportunity for thinking about our brand. And I know that when people think about brand, they think about logos or visual identity or fonts or colors. Those are all expressions of the brand, but really the brand is an experience, the brand is a promise. And so what are we promising to our community, and what is the community experiencing? And again, when you think back to those Dominican pillars, like it's an exciting opportunity to engage the community.
And I'm excited for it. I know we have some initial things. There's more to come out as we get back, really everyone gets back in the groove of things. There is a fun piece too, really thinking about like how we message to different audiences. And that's just exciting. So again, I'm excited as well to see where this goes.
Good.
You know, one of the things that we've talked multiple times about many different topics, and I think we've had a fun story that you've shared with me about an experience that you had. And as we are kind of moving from summer into fall, and then fall comes into Halloween. And your office is here in Holmdene as well. And we know Ryan does a great haunted tour.
He does.
But you've had a very unique experience. Would you mind sharing that again? I think it's fascinating.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm a scaredy cat about all this kind of stuff. So,
but will you do the ghost tour in the fall?
I mean, I might, but I would be scared. I have a friend who is a friend of a friend who has a haunted maze down in Allegan County, and my friends and my husband made me go through it, and I was so scared. Like, I'm just terrible. I was so scared. I was so scared the whole time. So we've talked about ghosts and ghost stories. And when I worked at St. Martin's in Washington State. And I worked in a building called Old Main that kind of looks like our academic building. It was built in 1895. And the story is that the building was haunted. There was supposed to be a ghost up on the fourth floor. I can't remember. I worked on the first floor. But I'm a scaredy cat. And so I tried to avoid working there at night if I could, because my office was, kind of alone at the end of a hallway. So when I had my first son, I must have been on maternity leave, but I was like driving to campus to pick something up for my office, I think. And it was a dark, rainy night. And
all stories.
Right, exactly.
As all stories
it was a dark and stormy night.
Dark and stormy night,
Yes. And although in Washington State, rainy's not that big of a deal, but it was a dark and rainy night. And I drove kind of behind Old Main by the Abbey or by the monastery, which most people wouldn't go back by that way, but that was the easiest way to access my office. And I had my son in the car too. And I just had to run into the building and grab something. So I got out of my car and I looked straight ahead. And the Old Main is like up on a hill, kind of surrounded by woods. And there's one access point, these steps that come up through the woods. And coming up through the steps were these people, a couple of people, 2, 3 maybe, coming up through the steps toward the building. And I thought, that's weird because it's night and there wasn't anybody around. And they were in like period attire, like early 1900s attire. It was so odd. And then I kind of like went up. I wasn't scared. I just thought that's odd. And then I looked over and they weren't there anymore. So anyway, weird. And I was pretty creeped out. I still had to go into the building, into the office, but I was very, very, very nervous. Yeah, I'm a scaredy cat. Totally.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you on the ghost tour. We'll talk to Ryan.
Yeah, okay.
We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing that. So now we have a segment that we love to do on the show called Biscuits Corner. So through the magic of technology, we have a photo up here. Yes. So tell us a little bit about your dog.
Okay. So our dog is, his name is Oli, which is short for Oliwa, which is short for Olympia, Washington, which is where we lived before we moved to Michigan and right before we got him. So we moved in 2014. We got here in the summer, and then that November we adopted Oli, who we had to get a dog that was hypoallergenic because I am very allergic to dogs. Okay. I am very, very allergic to cats, but very allergic to dogs. And so we went with a golden doodle that they're supposed to be hyperallergenic because of the poodle. Well, it turns out the one that we picked out has way more golden retriever than poodle.
Than doodle?
So he sheds. He sheds like crazy. So, he's getting up there now. He's 12, a little bit. He's, kind of hard to move around. You can tell when he gets up and when he lays down. But, he's, he's pretty good. Our last dog was like crazy. His name was Loki. Totally lived into the God of Mischief personality. Oli's really good. But when he gets super excited, like if someone comes in the door, he grabs a shoe and then runs around. So like at the end of the day, there'll be a little pile of shoes, right? It's not the worst.
It's bringing a gift. It's not the worst.
Right?
It's not the worst. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Now we move into a quick segment, rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So don't think about it.
Okay.
Just share. The point is to get to know you a little more, Jennifer.
All right.
What's your favorite cheese?
Oh, brie.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Oh, Grater's any flavored chocolate chip.
Okay. Your favorite cookie?
You have to go with chocolate chip.
Okay. Gloves or mittens?
Oh, gloves.
Not mittens?
No, not mittens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, fair. Yep. Do you prefer, or actually, let me ask it this way. If we were to go and I would say, here's a voucher, you have to be at the airport in 30 minutes to go anywhere, but you had to leave in 30 minutes, where would you go?
Well, I don't love flying.
Okay.
But if it were like anywhere in the world, I probably would go to Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I have been to Ireland for a while. I've kind of lived there for short periods of time, and I haven't been there in a while. Would love to go.
Excellent. And we did not purposely coordinate our green
yes,
today, but
right.
well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Right. Well, Jennifer, it's great to get to know you a little more. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for asking me. Appreciate it.
Excellent. We will be right back with our next segment. We have a very special segment I'm excited about. We're going to do a little switcheroo and bring someone up to talk to that's kind of, we'll say, behind the scenes. So see you here shortly. Welcome back to Tuesdays with Terry. We're very excited at this segment and this guest today because we're going behind the camera. So Dave, it's great to have you on this side.
Hello.
Hello.
I've been here for all the shows.
You've been here for all the shows. Yeah. And, first of all, I just want to say a thank you. Thank you for your work because I think we have taken Tuesdays with Terry quite a long ways now. I mean, we're on episode 21. Yeah. Everything from our lighting setups to our mics to different timing to different segments we've implemented. And
you keep throwing challenges my way.
I do, and you solve them all. Okay. Terry on the trail is coming. We just haven't figured it out yet. Right. Yeah. So Dave, like a lot, maybe folks don't know, like what brought you to kind of Aquinas College?
So higher ed, I've been here about 4 years. And it's the first time I've worked in higher ed, so that was different. I had a good career in media, let's just say. I worked at television. outfit here in town that Wood TV.
Okay.
A lot of folks know that. And then I worked for the corporate parents there for a long time. And did the digital side of communications. But the communication stuff is something that was always kind of in my work, even prior to working at Wood TV. And, mergers and acquisitions and the media space is a real thing. And so I was one of those folks who got downsized out of that with mergers. And was looking for some other work. Yeah. And I did a lot of website work, and Aquinas needed some website help. Okay. And so I was like, hey, that sounds great. And then coming here was great. I really enjoyed the atmosphere, and it's wonderful to have a whole bunch of students around. It really is fun. Yeah. And so I love the work.
And when you think about like the work, is particularly if as we had with having a conversation with Jennifer, our previous guest. That, when I say marketing communication, that's a broad area. And if I were to ask Dave, what's your favorite? Like, what is your, that you really like to do, work on, things like that?
My favorite, most rewarding are the big puzzles.
Okay.
Sometimes they're complicated things. We're doing some calendaring right now. Events on a calendar seems simple, but you've got loads and loads of people who contribute, many more who want to consume it. They have all kinds of different platforms in which to find it. So how do you make that simple and all that? And so that's fun. That kind of work, the big projects are, it's a good puzzle to figure out. How does this work? And it takes some time.
And your field is constantly evolving.
Constantly.
Everything from content to duration of view, how long to do something, graphics, the whole bit.
That's okay. It's been I've been in this field long enough where we edited audio tape by hand, right? I'm not terribly old, but old enough. And there's always another technology and another means, and people's expectations change all the time. And so you have to kind of keep current with that. That's important. And be flexible to learn the new things. And so that's one of the fun parts too. It's like, what's this?
As we look at like what's upcoming too, right? Like we're in the exciting time of the semester, I think.
Moving in.
Lots of people walking past the studio here today. And when you look at that, like, is your goal when you're out and about just to capture candid shots? Like, what's your philosophy when you have the camera and you're going out?
So as part of my job, I do a fair amount of photo and video work, and some of it's on request. Hey, we got an event, can you come and do that? And I'm happy to do that. Sometimes we're gathering up assets that we need. We know we need students walking across campus. I know I need some photos of our amazing sustainability efforts in our cafeteria, where they keep food out of the waste stream. And I'm like, how do you do that? I don't even know what that looks like. So we're going to go shoot some photos and stuff of them. And,
very nice.
And then it starts cranking up. So,
and I know one of the things, I've known a couple of your student workers over the last couple of years, and they seem to really enjoy being a part of the team.
I think so.
They have a variety of tasks that they can complete.
They do. You got to be a little bit of jack of all trades. But we work with the students, like what are you primarily interested in? And then we've got that on the menu. Here you go. You can do that. And then the things that they're not terribly interested in, I'm like, okay, that's fine. We'll handle that in another way.
Is there, if you were to think about any type of like equipment or anything that would be amazing to have, and I don't mean to like throw you off with the question here, but
that's good.
Like if there's any type of equipment, like what would that be that'd be amazing to have?
A new laptop would be great.
Okay.
mine's been around I think I'm like the third owner, and it's seen its share of time. But I've got a backup just in case it dies.
Excellent.
You get equipment like cameras and phones and all that, and they just keep doing things that you don't even know that they do.
That's true.
And that's one of the cool things too.
And it's amazing because sometimes you find like, oh, this feature or this new update, and then it just makes something so much easier.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm excited because I didn't realize as we move into Biscuit's Corner,
Right.
there's 4 pets that we get to talk about.
We do.
So tell us about those 4 exciting
We have
members of your family.
2 cats, 2 dogs. We have Anna and Ernie, the cats, and they're brother and sister, though they don't look like it.
Okay.
Yeah, same litter. And they're fun. They're nice cats, but they're 10 years or so right now. One's black and furry and hides away, and then the other is like a tabby cat, and he's out and about, and he wants to be petted. And then we have 2 dogs. We have Gus and Lady, and we've had a series of dogs. So there's always 2 in the mix, and right now we have 2 that are the same age. They're both 5. And Lady's a collie, looks like Lassie. She's a little high-strung.
Okay.
A little cray-cray on the side.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's very sweet. And then Gus is a German Shepherd Lab mix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he's amazing. He's, I don't know, probably my favorite dog that I've ever had. Super friendly. He listens to you. He just wants to be your buddy and go wherever you want to go and doesn't get into mischief and all that.
It's like you're going somewhere. He's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm right there with you.
Or you got to stay here. He's like, all right,
okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's good.
Awesome. And, I've thought you've seen every rapid fire that we've done.
Yeah.
So I've tried to mix up a couple of things.
Okay.
I've got a couple of just very Dave-specific ones.
Yeah.
And you'll kind of smile when you hear them.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We'll start with kind of our regulars. Your favorite cookie?
My daughter makes up these. It actually comes from Dirk Hoffius. Shout out to him. He put it in a cookbook. He's a local guy. They're chocolate chip cookies, but the sugar is brown sugar. And
very nice.
Sprinkle some salt on top, and you're just getting lovely.
Wonderful flavors there, I can tell. Favorite ice cream?
Cherries Moobly out of, what's it called in Traverse City? Moomers. Out of Moomers.
Okay.
Moomers by Traverse City.
Excellent.
Oh, man.
Yep.
It's phenomenal.
Excellent.
Hard to get it local, but sometimes you'll find it.
Excellent. Your favorite cheese?
I like all kinds of cheese.
Okay.
Virtually anything. Smoky Gouda's pretty good. The real stinky cheese sometimes with right crackers and stuff. That's pretty good too.
Very nice. Do you prefer Mac or PC?
That's funny. I'm Mac through and through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have forgotten how to use PC at this point. I used to use both like on an almost daily basis.
Kindred spirit here. Bait fishing or fly fishing?
Well, it's always fly fishing. That's the thing. Yeah, you know that.
I know that.
But I do some bait fishing once in a while. This summer we were fishing for smallmouth and pike on the Grand River, and that's what you use. Just way more effective. But yeah, fly fishing's the favorite. That's what I do a lot of that.
Excellent. And if you had a voucher, but you had to leave in 30 minutes, where would you go?
I would go to the Patagonia area, Chile, Argentina.
Excellent.
Because
I think that's a first for Tuesdays with Terry there.
There's some amazing fly fishing there. The scenery is just unbelievable. It's so wild. It's a bucket list item that I want to do one of these days.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, Dave, thank you. Thank you for joining on this side of the camera. Wonderful work.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. There's no one back there.
It is fine. It's going to be fine.
It's all on autopilot.
It's going to be fine.
Kind of like normal.
Yeah. We'll make it work. What a great episode. 21 of Tuesdays with Terry. We're thankful for our guests today. We're thankful that we are in that exciting point of the year here at Aquinas College, kicking off another academic year here very, very soon. If you're interested in being on Tuesdays with Terry, feel free to contact us at the email address below. We'll happily get you scheduled for the show. We are booking up for the fall as we prepare to introduce our new faculty and staff to the community and also bring back some favorites as well to the show. So again, have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching Tuesdays with Terry.